The floor is yours, Ethan.
Oh, okay.
Ethan sitting beneath a traditional Eastern European musical instrument that looks like a halo from the Illuminati, like a triangular halo Illuminati, floating above your head.
You are correct that it's a Slavic folk instrument. Have we talked about it before?
I believe I asked that question when I saw it in person.
Okay. It's called a balalaika.
Yes.
For anybody who's curious, it's a really cool instrument. But yes, we're going to start off today's episode with an announcement, which we may have alluded to this on a previous pod. None of us can remember. But I, aka the Schlub, is expecting a baby. Which is to say, I won't be the one giving birth to it, obviously, but my partner will be giving birth to a baby codename, the Parasite. Henceforth, for the rest of the history of the podcast, if I ever mention the Parasite, I am referring to my child. As of now, it is my future child, and then hopefully, if everything goes okay, it'll still be the nickname for the living child. Anyways, the Parasite is due in early January. We will see what happens. But because that also coincides with the holidays and with the baseball off season, we were thinking that we will probably slow down production of the pod for a little while, and probably ramp things back up when baseball season comes back. I think that's basically the gist of it, right, Kyle?
Yeah. I think April through September we'll hit it a little bit harder. We're all going through different stages of life, and Matt's got a wedding coming up next year as well. That's another big life event we got coming up.
Just kidding. Sorry, Sam.
Oh, Sam. We love you. Just thinking about how we can better manage all our family times, and we want to keep doing it, and we want to keep seeing each other, obviously, and even if nobody else wants to see us or listen to us, we don't care. But yeah, the show won't change, but we realize that most of the time we're yapping about baseball, and we try not to yap just about the Yankees, but baseball's our specialty per se, and so we figure we'll hit it hard during the season, maybe come back late March, right around the time when opening day, the Yankees open up with the Giants, right? The new
is that right?
West Coast, right?
The college baseball manager Giants, Tony Lavello or whatever.
Vitello,
yes. And then once October rolls around with the playoffs and everything, I mean that's almost a year from now. We'll figure it out when we get there. But yeah, we got that'll give Ethan about 3 months to get used to being a dad and being a parent and all the fun that comes with that. But we just wanted to get out in front because this will probably be the last one then, just with the holidays. This will be the last one until we reconvene in March. But if you really miss us, I think our listeners know how to get a hold of us, and you can reach out at any time.
We might be able to get one in December. Although, actually, now that I say that, December, the first couple of weeks of December is like super busy for me at work. So that's actually hard too. But maybe we can squeeze one in December, like before Christmas. But we can talk about that off the air.
Yeah, we'll see. TBD.
Nope. This episode is literally just a scheduling episode. It's going to be 55 minutes straight of us discussing our calendars. That's the
exactly right.
That people want.
Listen, there's a lot of podcasts out there nowadays, and everyone needs to find their niche. Everyone needs to try to innovate in the way that they can. And after, how long's it been now, Kyle? How long have we been doing this thing?
Since 2021. I just looked at
Since 2021. So it's taken us 4 years of hard work, but I think we finally found it. It's scheduling. We need to just talk about our calendars for an hour straight. I think that's our niche, and that's how we're going to get to be a big hit and really make our mark. Do you want to say hi? Okay. The Parasite host is here in the room with me. So I made an official announcement about the Parasite earlier.
On the podcast?
Yeah. So
it's gonna grow up and hear it.
Yeah.
The Parasite.
I know. Yeah.
I'll never forgive you.
Yeah, that's okay. So, anyways,
Well, since we got that out of the way, let's go to beer. Matt, is that also a new setup? Well, I don't know if Ethan's is a new setup, but Matt, that looks
I'm just
like
sitting in a slightly different
in
spot
your room.
Oh, I mean, I think that's been there for a little bit, but
it's beautiful.
Now you can see it. Now you can see little bright-eyed, bushy-tailed Matt Root with Tiny Mom and Big Dad.
Is that in a Liverpool High School football jersey?
Yeah, that's senior night.
I remember that Matt Root. Very well.
And then there's Perry's Chemical Engineer's Handbook. That's like the Bible for chemical engineers. Got to have that. Some other stuff, some other knickknacks, and the Yankees baseball ice cream helmet. Everyone's got to have one of those too.
Mm.
Some awards, some goofy stuff.
And I love the baseball bat and the ball.
Yeah, that's cool on the wall. Yeah.
Yeah, so that is one of the handful of handmade pieces of furniture I have from my grandpa Willoughby.
Mm.
So he made that.
That's cool.
And then that's I think it's a home run ball from when I played in Little League, and it's a Big Mac 70th home run commemorative mini bat from Rawlings. I think when they bought the Adirondack baseball bat factory, where they made Big Mac's bat for the 70th home run. So yeah, it's good. It's like a good nightstick. If I ever need to beat someone away, it's a good grab and have.
Hey Matt, I've known Big Mac was your favorite player. Did you like Big Macs?
No.
Do you like Big Macs?
No. Not a burger sauce guy. I'll eat one now. They're just sloppy. They fall apart. It's too much extra. You don't need that.
I loved a Big Mac when I was a kid, but I feel that
too.
Don't really like Thousand Island dressing, right? Like whatever you want to call their sauce.
Yeah.
That extra bun in there just it's empty calories, gets in the way.
Yeah.
I think I've had maybe 2 Big Macs ever.
Wow.
Yeah. And one of them was if the Eagles win, you get a free Big Mac, promotion. So I think I paid for 1 Big Mac maybe.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I probably haven't had one since I was, 10 or so. But when it was going through that fad, I was in it.
Yeah. Yeah. Beer?
I can go
first.
first.
Put some gummies in this week, yeah.
One of my favorite breweries, Burial.
Oh, excellent.
Yep, Burial, and this.
Well, hold on, bring that label back up to the camera, Colin. It looked cool.
Yeah, they do pretty cool.
And what's it say? Only to be thoughtless once more. If only to be thoughtless once more. Oh, that's cool. It's that's a cool label.
Yeah, they do this pretty much for all their beers.
Yep.
Yeah. But this is one of their hazy IPAs, and I think it's a 4.15 on Untapped. I gave it 4.25, 4.50, something like that. 7 ABV. Definitely a very, very good one. I looked it up before I bought it, but just hits right. Got the Citra, all that good stuff with it. So, oh wait,
nice
Citra. What is Citra Incognito?
Matt? I believe it is a concentrated hop dust or a hop oil, where they'll actually they'll try and get all the essence of the hop. There's a lot of you'll see Cryo Citra Incognito. You'll see Phantasm powder. There's a lot of innovations going on in the fruity hop space. Let me see. Let me just double check myself. So yeah,
while Matt's looking at that, you can see all my gummies at the bottom.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, it's a natural hop extract. That's how I was right. So
natural hop extract.
it's supposed to be better for the process than using pelletized hops, because pelletized hops still have plant matter in there that like absorb some beer. It's supposed to, like, this is like a concentrated hop oil, not oil, but like
Okay.
essence.
Cool.
So yeah,
Nice.
that's one of the new ones, right? You'll see. I think Other Half has their high density hop charge, and like I said, Phantasm powder coming out of New Zealand, which is actually a grape skin must or a grape skin extract that pairs very well with hoppy beers, and it makes it more fruity and pungent. Cryo Citra, which is like cryogenically fresh, flash frozen, so you can get that like fresh, wet hop type. There's a lot of stuff going on out there.
Nice.
People chasing that almighty hop high.
Yep.
Ethan, what do you got?
I have a Matt Root special that I've been saving for when the weather cooled down and I was in the mood for it, and tonight was perfect. This is a stout from Outer Range over in Frisco. Matt, you might have sent this to me. I can't remember if you...
We dropped it off. We left.
You did drop it off. I couldn't remember if you dropped it off or you sent it to me in that pumpkin package. But this is called Ascension, and it is a coffee stout (parentheses on vanilla). And it's really solid. It's a little sweet for me, probably a 3.75, but it's still like, it tastes well done to me. It tastes pretty well balanced, right? It's just my personal preferences. But one thing I was thinking about is, like, as I was drinking it, so we had a little birthday gathering here at the house for me a couple of weeks ago. And it was very low key. We just basically invited our favorite local people over, and we made some food, and I bought some nice drinks to share with everybody, some nice beers for the people who like beer, blah,
Thanks
blah, blah.
for the invite.
And and so I bought some Guinness for it, and I also bought some Doppelbock from Bierstadt Lagerhaus. Hold on a second. Am I still here?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay. All right. The internet was being weird. And I bought some Doppelbock from Bierstadt Lagerhaus in Denver, who does great German style beers. And I was like, it's we got this autumnal weather going on. I wanted to get some autumnal beers, right? So I had Guinnesses, I had these Doppelbocks, I had some sours. I had bought a nice bottle of Casey that was new to me that I figured I might share with some people. But what I was realizing, and I mean, I've talked on the pod about how my taste for hops has been declining. I'm realizing that my taste for dark beer maybe is coming back. I can't remember if I talked about this on the pod that much, but like maybe this makes me a plebeian, but I fucking love Guinness, and I also love it because it's only 4%, and I don't feel guilty about that. Just like health wise, right? It's so low in terms of ABV. But what I'm realizing is and Matt, I'm going to maybe off the air, you can talk, or if you have ideas off the top of your head, you can mention it now. But what I want to do is I want to go in search of just yummy, malty, toasty beers that are in maybe the stout porter kind of family, or in the, similar to like Oktoberfests and Doppelbocks, whatever, Dunkels. Like I had a Dunkel at a restaurant the other day from one of our local breweries that does really good German style as well. And I'm really enjoying that as well. And I kind of want to like get back into that, especially for the winter. But like the stouts that I still see most of the time in the store from like the really good American breweries tend to be like this one. They tend to be full of, what do we call them, Matt? Add-ins, add-ons?
Adjuncts.
Adjuncts. Thank you. I knew there was an official term. They're full of these adjuncts, right? And it just doesn't do anything for me. All the extra sweetness and everything, like I would rather just have like a straight up Guinness or a straight up Dunkel, a straight up porter. And it's funny because that's what I used to be into like 10, 11 years ago. And I thought it was gone forever, but it's kind of come back. It's pretty interesting. So part of it is seasonal, right? I feel like I have become more of a seasonal drinker as I've gotten older. Like next summer, I'm not going to be wanting to drink stouts. Like I'm sure I'll want like hazies again, at least sometimes in the summer. But in any case, it's just I love to kind of notice the sort of evolution of the palate and our tastes kind of over time, both in terms of like over 10 years or just seasonally. It's kind of interesting. But anyways, yeah. So I'm drinking this Outer Range Ascension. So thank you, Matt, for that. And that's where we're at.
Yeah, never think you're a plebe for liking Guinness, man. That's a go to, right? And I love every time someone says, "Oh, Guinness is so heavy." It's like Guinness is close to a light beer. Actually, it's
Yeah.
it's a
No,
nice,
people
easy
always talk
drinker.
about that.
It's good flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I would say if you're looking for roasty, Founder's Porter. Look for Founder. Now I haven't had it in a little while, but that is like my go-to. Like I think the label used to say dark, rich, and sexy. And that was like my go-to, just normal, not flavored beer. But if you're looking for something a little bit lighter, may I recommend either like an alt beer or a Schwartz beer or like a dark lager or a dark mild.
Yeah, I would like to find a dark mild if I can.
Maybe,
that's like a British style, right?
Yeah, English milds are a British. The idea being it's a 2, 3, or 4% beer that a factory worker could have on his lunch break before going back in.
Yeah,
right? Similar to like a Guinness, right?
Right.
And maybe Stodgy might have something like that. Hopefully, one of these days.
Yeah, that would be fun. Yeah,
but no, I went to a beer fest this past weekend actually in New Hope where we'll be getting married, and there was only like 12 vendors there, but out of everyone, I mean, everyone had like 3 or 4 beers. There's maybe 50 beers there. I think there was maybe 5 IPAs.
And that's it.
Yeah, so it was mainly like I had a lot of dark lagers. I had a lot of English milds. I had a lot of extra special bitters. It was fun. I really enjoyed
Interesting.
it. And it wasn't too, I was still of my faculties to enjoy a good afternoon with the fiance in New Hope. So
yeah, that's awesome.
But I am.
Yeah, what do you got?
I am not drinking a beer tonight.
You got a nice looking amber liquid there.
Yeah, so I'm trying not to drink any beer at home for the foreseeable future. We kind of emptied out the fridge over the weekend. I've got like a 4-pack in there for my dad. But Treehouse released the Evil series, which is like Evil Julius, Evil Haze, and Evil Green, which were triple versions of those beers for Halloween. Oh, they were good. But just in a focus to try and, number one, reduce how much I spend and consume on beer. Number 2, for health. Number 3, I've got a nice large cabinet of bourbon that I can enjoy if I really, really want something to drink. Wet that whistle. So this is a shout out to Colin's lovely and generous neighbor Dalvin. Because this is Widow Jane's Decadence, which was introduced to me by Dalvin the last time we were down in North Carolina. So Widow Jane is a New York City based distiller that's got a pretty good. I mean, they make very good, craft bourbon. And the Decadence series is aged in maple syrup casks or finished in maple syrup casks. So you just get a little bit more sweetness there. It's excellent. Yeah. And it's the most recent release was a little bit easier to find. This one I actually had to go down to there was 3 liquor stores left in Pennsylvania that had it. So I had to go down to downtown Philly to get it a couple years ago, and it wasn't even on the shelf. I had to go. I said, "It's on your website. It says it's here. Please go get it." And they got to go get it out of the back. So I was that guy for a day.
Yeah.
But it's excellent. It's really, really good. Thank you, Dalvin, for introducing it to me. And as a backup, so I still get some bubbles. I got a cherry Coke.
Nice.
Great. I mean, this weather is perfect for bourbon. That's the other thing is I might not drink beer that much this winter just because when it's like a cold winter night, just a glass of bourbon fucking hits the spot.
Well, and don't worry, I've got some. We usually do stout Christmas as a family where everyone will bring a handful of stouts, and we'll probably do some at Thanksgiving too, and we're all together. I'm not quitting beer altogether. But you better believe Ethan and Colin, when we're at my wedding, I've got a good lineup of some hard to find beers we'll enjoy together. So
I should try to come up with something. I mean, I'll never be able to compete with your access. I should try to come up with something special though to bring. That's a good idea.
I've got some good sours with you in mind.
Yeah.
I've got a very, very famous beer out of Toppling Goliath called Kentucky Brand Brunch Stout, KBBS. You had to win a lottery and drive to Iowa to get, and I did that in my younger, stupider days. More than once.
Okay, maybe I shouldn't bother. How can I compete? How can I compete with this?
No. I mean, here's the thing, though, Ethan. We could open up that KBBS. They could taste like shit. Like you never know.
Right. Yeah.
Luckily, like the last one we went to, I was able to try it. They had a couple kegs on tap. And it was like chocolate maple espresso deliciousness fudge. Like it was just it was so good.
I've got an idea. So Matt will supply all of these amazing, rare, hard to get beers. Colin will supply like really good cigars. I will bring a bag of like gummies, like just gummy bears or something. And I'll say, Matt, I found these amazing gummy bears. They're so good. Try one. Just regular old gummy bears, but secretly, the one that I give Matt will be a cannabis gummy, and it will be the first time he has ever had cannabis in his whole entire life. And so, fast forward a couple hours to the wedding ceremony. Sam is bearing her soul. She's giving these beautiful vows. It's the most sincere, lovely, amazing thing you've ever heard. And Matt is just sitting there giggling. His shoulders are hunched. And he's just giggling and cracking up. And everybody in the audience is like whispering to each other, what the fuck is going on? And then I lean over and I whisper to Colin, I gave him some weed. That's my plan.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is my officiant, right?
Oh, that's right. I'm your officiant. Shit. So I won't be able to lean over to Colin and say that because I'll be officiating it. Yeah. Damn it. But that's all right. I can still do it.
It's funny though. I was literally thinking about cigars today and Dalvin because we were both outside doing yard work, and when he does yard work, he smokes a cigar. And today's cigar, I meant to text him to see what it was. He actually just gave me a really nice one that I haven't cut open yet because I don't have anyone to smoke with. But it smelled so good, and I was like, "Oh man, I really want that right now." And
I miss it. I haven't smoked one in ages. It's been years.
Yeah. Just I've never smoked a cigarette, but for whatever reason, a cigar just, I don't know, it just hits right.
Same. Matt, did you ever have a puff of a cigar?
Smoked anything.
Okay.
I ascribe to my thoughts on cigars. They're the same as George Carlin's thoughts on cigars.
Which were?
Looks like you're sucking on a big brown dick.
No. See, I'm secure enough that I don't really care what it looks like I'm sucking. So
not even just looking at it. Just there's that. I don't know. I just smoke. Just no hookah, no cigar, no cigarette, no joint. Just nothing.
Yeah, it's funny. I know how unhealthy it is, and like Kyle, I've never had a cig, but the sensation of smoking, I like actually really enjoy. Whether it's a joint, a blunt, a cigar, other weed smoking. Whatever, but apparatuses. But I really like the sensation of it.
Are we the only three white guys who could ever get into a room together and say they've never smoked a cigarette in their lives?
That's a good question. That we've got to be up there. I don't think it's that common. I think if I got together with my college best friends, there's a group of 5 of us. And at least 2 of them have smoked cigarettes.
I mean,
for sure.
Utah though, like it probably is common in Utah. Can the Mormons smoke?
And that's good. Okay, that's a good point, Matt. Yeah. Okay, so well then we can revise Colin's scenario and say Mormons / Utahns accepted. How often would that happen? It's probably not that common, honestly.
Right. I would just think if they can't have caffeine, that they can't have nicotine either.
Yeah, oh no, I'm sure they don't. Yeah.
I wish I could verbally say the look that Colin just had. But we will leave that in the ether for all of our listeners to listen.
Yeah. Say anything to get us in trouble.
Speak of that, Colin, how you doing? How you doing?
I think
Great.
You had some hope this past week. You took Indiana to the wire.
You know, I was gonna see if you guys wanted to play a game. Who's gonna win a football game first, Syracuse or Penn State at this point? But
when was the last time Penn State was? What are they called? 3-5? 3 and 4?
Right? They had a bad. Oh, okay. I'd say they had a bad pandemic year, right? Like,
they started 0-5, yeah, during the pandemic season.
Oh, okay, all right, but not including the pandemic year, because pandemic year is weird. We know for sports.
Yeah,
they're 3-6 this year. I mean, that's insane.
And they were number 2 in the country.
Yeah, I can't fucking believe it.
Yeah, it's when it rains, it pours. I mean, yeah, it was cool that they played well. I actually thought they were going to win. Yeah, and it was amazing. It was like one of those Manning to Manningham or Manning to David Tyree catches in the Super Bowl. It's like, you know, you do that 10 out of 10 times, and it's I don't know what the percentage is, but it's not very high.
Like, that is an incredible play. That's a play. That's a ball really that shouldn't be thrown, and a catch that really isn't ever made. Yeah. Whether it's Tyree or Manningham or even OBJ's glove.
One-handed glove. Yeah,
like right.
Yeah, it was a low percentage throw, low percentage catch probability, and they got it done. And I mean, they're number 2 in the country for a reason, and that was that quarterback's Heisman moment potentially. And the funny thing is, the pass before they got to him, and they almost got to him on that play as well. And they hit his arm, and the linebacker Amari Cooper, who actually transferred from down here, he played at UNC. He slipped. Otherwise, he would have come down with the INT and sealed the game right there. So I mean, it's been that kind of season where just like every single little break just does not go their way, and some of it is luck, some of it is preparation, or a lot of it is preparation, and they just haven't been properly prepared for these moments. But I mean, it's still enjoyable to watch them, even when they're losing. I mean, there's just something about college football or maybe football in general where it's that one game every single week. You don't have multiple games per week like you do with baseball or basketball, and so you're only getting one shot to watch these guys, and it's still fun to watch them even though they're losing. Obviously I wish they were winning, but I'm not that type of person who's like, let's just get to the end of Thanksgiving and let's hire the next coach and go through all that hoopla. I mean, that's coming real quick. It's about 3 weeks away, so buckle up. I'm just trying to enjoy. I guess they could qualify for a bowl win or a bowl game. I don't know if they'd accept it or not at this point. I don't know what the positives are of doing that in the midst of a head coach transition and everything. So I feel like we have about 3 games left, and that's probably it. And then I don't know how long it'll take for them to hire a head coach, but I imagine it'll go pretty quick. And then we'll see, and it'll be a whole new era. And I mean, I'm excited for some change. I mean, I liked Franklin as we've talked about, and there's a lot of things, the consistency and the predictable nature of the way he went about managing the program. I'm going to miss that. But I'm also interested to see if somebody can raise the floor at the program and get to that ceiling as well and everything. So I just don't, like I said way back then, I don't want it to be an old white guy. I don't want it to be Matt Rule. I hope Belichick goes to the Giants and everything. But it's been a rough football year for my favorite teams. But you can't be losing games like Dabble was and expect to keep your job. I still don't know how Schoen has his job.
Yeah.
But that's a whole different discussion. But
there is a football team we can all get behind. I'm telling you, they've had some very thrilling very big games this year. I'm talking about the 9-1 Liverpool High School Football Warriors.
Wow.
Yeah. Playing they're in the Section 3 championship this weekend against the 9-0 CBA brothers. And unfortunately, they're probably going to lose. When they played CBA earlier this year, it's their only loss of the year. They lost 42-10.
Oof.
Okay. And that's sandwiched in between a 45-8 drubbing of Baldwinsville and a 51-0 drubbing of West Tennessee.
Holy shit.
We can destroy everyone else, but CBA has our number. So
And CBA is always good at football.
They can recruit. So
yeah. Well, I mean, so what? They're good.
So that's what I mean. They are the best players of all the teams. They are an all-star team.
Yeah.
From Central New York.
Who's the head coach now at Liverpool?
I thought it was he was from Skinny Atlas, famous Liverpool grad.
Tim Green?
Tim Green.
Really?
I think so.
Wow. When did that happen?
A couple years ago, because his son was quarterback of the team.
Oh, wow.
Tim Green, I think he won a state championship with Skinny Atlas.
1987.
No, with Skinny Atlas, like, as a coach.
Oh, wow. But I'm pretty sure he won it at Liverpool as a player.
Huh.
Yeah. Nope. It's Joe Sindoni.
Don't know the name.
Joe Sindoni. It is okay. So I was right. Joe Sindoni's son is
quarterback.
Was on the team or last year or something. But
yeah,
why was I thinking?
You don't recognize the name either.
Oh, he was the guy who was fired from CNS. Oh, interesting.
I just want to say.
I got to research this more.
I just want to say, everybody loves to talk about high school sports and like state titles and sectional titles and blah, blah, blah. And Liverpool is no different. But what I would like to say is that at Liverpool High School, at least when we all were there, the best thing at that high school was the band program. And that when Matt and I were in that band, the top band at Liverpool High School was one of the top probably 20 bands in the country. Not the state, the country. We made the finals for the Midwest Clinic, which is the most prestigious thing that a high school band can go to in this country. We were in like the final 12 or something, I think. Is that right, Matt?
Yeah, we got close.
Yeah, we made
really,
it to
close.
We didn't make the very last cut, which I was pretty devastated by, but we still went to a really cool, prestigious thing in Indianapolis senior year, but the point is, we were one of the very best in the whole entire country. So, just saying.
And if you only had a conductor like Andrew Scott, who could have taken you to that next level.
Colin doing Matt's job for him tonight.
No, well, I have a good one planned for later.
That's really good, though.
Is there a movie that he's a conductor?
Well, he plays Richard Rogers in that new movie that I really want to see, but Rogers was a composer.
Damn it, son of a bitch. You just stole my thunder, Ethan.
Oh. I thought you were actually asking.
No.
Don't ask me these questions that I'm going to be so eager to answer.
So I'm just going to dive into it. We're going to dive into it because I think that it's time that the Yankees move on from Aaron Boone. I've thought that for plenty of years. And they've been fine with Boone. They've been great with Boone, but they haven't been exceptional with Boone.
They got to raise the ceiling, just like Colin wants at Penn State.
Yeah, you've got, and you can exist in mediocrity and fine mediocrity. You can make the playoffs every year. You can not have a losing record since the early '90s, and think things are. You can be fine with the status quo, just like Lawrence Hart and Richard Rogers were. But no one remembers Rogers and Hart. Everyone remembers Rogers and Hammerstein. And that's why when you get to that point where you're ready to take another step, you need to move on from the status quo. You need to let them go, drink themselves into a stupor, and let them be. You can still keep them involved, right? But you need to move on. You need to find your Hammerstein. You need to take that to the next level and write your Oklahoma, your masterpiece that everyone loves, that takes you to the next level. As portrayed by Andrew Scott in Blue Moon, which we saw last week.
Oh, you guys saw it?
Yes.
I didn't get to see it yet. How was it?
I wouldn't see it again.
Really? Oh, of course you wouldn't. You're a fucking Philistine. You don't understand.
Exactly. Like Sam got the references. I didn't. You would get the references.
Oh, where they're like, okay, all right, that's fair. Okay.
From a great piece of cinematography, they do a good job of making you hate Lawrence Hart.
Well, he was a really complicated man. I've read a lot about him.
I shouldn't say hate. They do a good job with the way they set up the scenes to make him insufferable.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing. He's insufferable.
Yeah. Well, it's really interesting. I don't know how much the movie gets into it. Certainly his alcoholism was really well known. But the other thing that was more, it wasn't that well kept of a secret, but most people believe nowadays that he was also a closeted gay guy. And this is, this is in the 20s and 30s. He died in 1943. It was still dangerous back then. Even in musical theater, it was dangerous to be an out gay person. And so my understanding from what I've read is that he was a really tortured person. Both, and maybe the alcoholism was caused by the closeted homosexuality. Who knows? But I don't envy. I don't envy his life, even though he was, considered this really, really gifted and brilliant lyricist and everything like that. But that's really interesting, Matt. So he comes off as like really insufferable.
Yeah,
in the movie.
They make it again through. I got to channel my inner Savacool here. They through some cinematography and some endless shots. Right, they make him insufferable as he's going. I mean, he's processing the opening of Oklahoma.
Yeah,
that his former writing partner had with a smash hit. And he's processing it in real time.
Yeah,
while also going through. They do address his sexuality.
They do. Okay.
They basically he's in love with someone. And like a lot of the movie is based on his letters to Elizabeth Weiland. So who is a young Yale art student and an aspiring production designer. I'm reading that right off the online. I don't remember it that much, but he wrote a series of letters where he had a close relationship with her. He was, physically attracted to her. She was not. Spoiler alert: she kind of uses him as a way to access Richard Rodgers. And you have a couple heartbreaking scenes toward the end where you see that play out. Where as soon as she kind of gets what she wants, he's chopped liver, right? He's but I wouldn't watch it again because that's not my world. That's what I made comments similar to that to Sam as we were leaving. Like you and Sam would get a lot of the references and the people and the things they're talking about, whereas I'm kind of like, all right, like
yeah.
I think the comparison I made to Sam was like it could have been a 2-hour movie about Reggie White. Like they could have talked about all these football they still could tell a good story. There's still great acting. Bobby Cannavale does a good job as the sympathetic bartender.
I do like him.
A couple other cameos that I won't ruin. Yeah,
that's really fair. What did Sam think?
I think she enjoyed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, it was we weren't blown away by it.
Okay.
But yeah, Ethan Hawke did a good job.
Yeah.
And they did some interesting cinematography to make him look short, right? Because I guess Lawrence Hart was pretty short.
Yeah, I think he was like 5 feet or 5'1", 5'1", something like that.
So there's some places where it looks like pretty good, and then there's some places where it's not quite good and it becomes distracting.
Okay.
And Andrew Scott was great.
Yeah, of course.
I have to say that.
I mean, when is Andrew Scott not great?
Yeah. he comes off as both a understanding, but also firmly like moved on, almost. I don't want to say asympathetic or but he's very clearly got his like, all right, like I can't do this. I can't keep going with you, right? Like,
Yeah, and that makes sense from what I have read. So, Richard Rodgers was, I believe, a pretty ambitious and serious man in his career, and so, I think he liked Hart just fine, but I think he knew that Hart was holding him back, and I
yes,
don't think that he felt bad about moving on to his partnership with Hammerstein. I think Hart had let him down too many times. What I will say is, I don't know how many of our listeners give a shit about the history of musical theater, but what I would say is, if you are at all curious, or if you're curious about just kind of the history of popular music in America, okay, and when I say popular music in America, I mean basically everything that's not classical and like post swing jazz, basically jazz music in like the mid and late 30s when bebop started. Jazz music became this intellectual art form, okay? So basically think like bebop and afterwards jazz music and classical music. That's separate. That's like art music. That's intellectual music. It's a different thing. Popular music is everything else. Okay. So when I say popular music, I mean Rodgers and Hammerstein. I also mean the Beatles. I also mean Bruce Springsteen. I also mean Taylor Swift, right? It's a massive, massive umbrella. But my point is this: if you're at all curious about sort of the history of popular music in America and sort of the seminal moments and the seminal eras, you should read about Rodgers and Hammerstein. You should read about Oklahoma, because this is 1943, and it really is a seismic change in art in this country, and in Western culture in general, because it's not like musical theater has only been a thing in the United States, right? Like the West End in London is huge, and musicals go all over the world, right? Um, but the partnership of Rodgers and Hammerstein, and especially Oklahoma in 1943, ushered in what is now referred to as the golden age of musicals. Um, it's really an amazing kind of era and achievement. And so if you're at all curious kind of about how did we get to where we are now, you should read about it or watch something about it. It's really an amazing thing. So I would just throw that out there as well.
yeah, no, and they talk about it. They do a good job of showing how I don't want to say esoteric, but that Lawrence is highbrow and a little bit more highfalutin about what he thinks his art is and what he worked on with Richard Rodgers, versus like Oklahoma is the lowbrow for the masses, and Richard Rodgers basically like, yeah, that's what they want. Like, yeah, that's exactly what I think people want.
Yeah,
and everyone loves it, and like, but they do a good job of showing exactly like you're right, like that Richard Rodgers, Andrew Scott did a really good job of kind of portraying that. He realizes that Lawrence Hart's holding him back, but there wasn't like they have a bit of an argument, but it wasn't mean spirited. It wasn't punitive. It was like, I can't keep working with you. Like, here are some opportunities where you can still make something happen, but like, this is what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
Like, you are my friend. I love you. This is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
I
I'm
don't think he
excited to
says I
see it
love
at
you,
some
but
point. Yeah.
Yeah. I think part of the reason I also didn't like it, it was like pretty much the whole thing was like a bottle episode.
Yeah, it's all that same night, right?
It's all that same night. It's all on one set, aside from like a couple scenes in a bathroom and a couple scenes in a coat room. But it's all this kind of wraparound bar.
Yeah. Interesting.
But yeah.
Andrew Scott.
Yeah. Damn it. Damn you guys. I had a good one lined up.
When is Wake Up Dead Man coming out, Matt?
The weekend after. The limited release in theaters is the weekend after Thanksgiving, I believe.
Weekend after Thanksgiving. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So pretty soon. I'm excited to see that movie.
Yes, I cannot wait. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep.
I love the Knives Out movies.
They're so fun, and the fact that Andrew Scott is in there is really exciting.
Yeah, that's got Sam excited to see that as well.
Yeah. Oh, and Mila Kunis too. That'll be fun.
Mila Kunis.
Glenn Close, Josh Brolin,
Yep.
Kerry Washington, stacked cast.
Oh yeah. I saw all these. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, awesome. Nice.
Cool. All
What
right.
else we got?
Well, we are pushing time, so I'm gonna set a clock for each of you for 2 minutes because there are two things that I think we need to discuss, and I'll let you allot whatever amount of time you want for the two things. But I also want to keep it relatively short because I'm getting tired. Before I do that, Paul Skeens, Tarek Skubal have won the Cy Young Awards, just so people know that. The two topics are the Dodgers won the World Series and had to do it in miraculous fashion to keep the Blue Jays from representing the entire country of Canada and ruining everything I've said about the Blue Jays for the past handful of years or so. And that's topic number one. Topic number two is I want to know what your thoughts. I know Ethan has talked about this a little bit already, but Judge and Raleigh MVP vote is Thursday, or the announcement will be Thursday. The vote has already taken place, and tomorrow. So, would love to hear any last minute thoughts on who each of you thinks is gonna win that race. Who wants to go first?
I can go first.
All right, you start now.
So the World Series was fun. I'm glad for it. I think it was a great World Series. I think it was a historic World Series. 7 games, some classics, right? The 18 innings. Yamamoto giving an amazing performance. Game 7 itself was incredible. We talked about this in our thread. I was rooting for the Blue Jays mostly because of Donnie Baseball, who was their bench coach. Interestingly, and we didn't talk about this today, and actually I don't think we really talked about it in our thread either, but he resigned from the Blue Jays like almost immediately, and I thought maybe he wanted a managerial job, but he has not gotten hired for anything, and I don't know if there are any more openings. Matt, are you going to chime in real quick?
Make Donnie Baseball our Hammerstein. I want him to be the Hammerstein.
I would actually be okay with that. I don't know.
Job is still open.
Whose job?
The Rockies.
Oh, the Rockies. That would be interesting. And well, and actually, we didn't talk about Paul DePodesta. I mean, we did in the thread a little bit, but that's maybe when the pod reconvenes, we can talk about that because I have stuff to say about that too. But in any case, I'm sad the Blue Jays lost, but it was an epic World Series. It was really fun. Some amazing performances. So I think it was like really fun and cool for baseball. And of course, I'm not part of that crowd that's all like anti-Dodgers. What was the second one, Kyle?
Raleigh or Judge?
Oh, obviously Judge should win. I saw something today that there's some sort of betting, some sort of gambling organization or site that has him as 97% odds to win. I am skeptical of that. I think that it's going to be crazy close, and I wouldn't be surprised if Raleigh wins at all. If we all were going to bet right now, like those prop bets that we've done at some of the Yankee games we've gone to over the years, if we were going to do a bet right now, just like $10, I would probably go Raleigh, actually. I think he will win because I think writers get really excited about narratives, and Raleigh has a compelling narrative. I think I would bet him like 51% to 49%. We'll find out tomorrow. Obviously, I think Judge deserves it way more. Raleigh had a great year, but Judge is doing stuff we've never heard of before. He's modern day Babe Ruth. He's Barry Bonds without steroids. It's him. Am I under my 2 minutes?
No. 2:23.
Oh, all right. Hey, that's pretty close. For me, that's pretty good. All right, Matt, you go.
Okay, I'm not glad that the Dodgers won, but I'm glad that if they had to win, that was the way they had to win, right? Like, push to the brink. It was a nobody with Riojas hitting the home run to tie the game.
Rojas, Miguel Rojas.
Like, I was watching.
That was crazy.
I didn't watch much of it, but I watched that and I'm like, oh no, like I see where this is going. And if I hear anyone more of you shitheads or baseball writers out there talk about how important the Blue Jays bat to ball skills are, but yet nobody cares about batting average anymore. Like, you can't have both. You can't have both. Don't say that bat to ball skills are important and then to minimize batting average. Okay, all right. Okay. Anyway, I don't like
That's some
the
good fodder for when the season comes back. I want to revisit this, but you continue.
Bat to ball skills. Bat to ball skills. That's called batting averages. Sons of bitches. Anyway,
Amazing.
I still think Judge is going to win. Raleigh did some incredible things. He was very important to that team. He hardly missed a game. He played defensively very well. But I mean, Aaron Judge's numbers are just, I mean, they're so incredible. And this was before the postseason. So, we didn't talk about it, but I'm going to use some of my time. Can't believe Class A, like, as more details have come out about that. Holy shit! Like, sounds like he's doing it for a long time. I watched a supercut of every time he spiked the first pitch of an inning. Spoiler alert: there's a lot.
Yeah,
and it was for just $5,000, man. Like, you were on a Hall of Fame track, buddy. Like you were on track to get a huge payday. Wow.
a lot to say about that when we come back. Yeah, because I have a lot of opinions on that too, and I also want to see if we get some more info on that.
Yeah.
And Skeens has said multiple times he wants to be a Yankee.
Yeah.
I saw that today.
And Skubal has one more year, and then he's a free agent. So he'll be a 30-year-old hitting the market with 2 Cy Youngs under his belt. So he's going to get paid too.
Yep.
I saw a really fascinating article on ESPN, it was MLB.com yesterday about how when Dombrowski was the GM for the Tigers, he had to make a decision on whether to deal David Price and Max Scherzer. And they went through like what both no, was it Price? No, it was Granderson that they were talking about. Because they wanted to pay Verlander and they had already committed money and everything. It was just really interesting to read and kind of what the Tigers are up against right now is like, are they gonna dish out and pay for Skubal, or are they gonna let him go or try to trade him? Like Granderson got traded to the Yankees right after they won the World Series. I think people forget that, even though he had at least two incredible seasons right after that. But it was a really really cool article and good shout out on the Class A. Ortiz, I saw, pleaded not guilty today. The other pitcher for the Guardians involved in that whole cheating scandal, and gambling's an addiction, right? It doesn't matter if he was on a Hall of Fame track. He obviously is addicted to the rush of gambling or the extra money or whatever, a combination of it. It just sucks. But all right, I'll use my 2 minutes. Matt, you were under. I'm going to start with Raleigh and Judge. I also am worried about the narrative, the whole he's a switch hitter who hits 60 homers, he's a catcher, yada, yada, and everything. I do worry that because Judge already has a couple, but I also think that he should have won it in 2017, especially knowing what we know now about Jose Altuve and everything. And it hurts me to think that he could have 2 MVPs kind of taken from him just because of narrative. Like, oh, we want this little guy who, does whatever. Oh, we want this fat catcher, who does whatever. Like, just give it to the best guy,
Yep.
and call it a day. So that sucks. I'll spend more of my time talking about the World Series. I wanted Mattingly to win. I did not want the Blue Jays to win. I knew there was no way that those two things could, happen together. But I thought it was a great World Series for all the points you guys talked about. The one thing that has annoyed the crap out of me, and I will say that I don't listen to a whole bunch, I don't read a whole bunch as much as I did, especially now that I'm not as active on social media. I've seen it in one place. ESPN did a 30-year wild card era recap of the best moments of the playoffs. And in that recap, they actually talked about it. Everyone is sucking Yamamoto's dick, and rightly so. He pitched great. What he did in Game 6 and Game 7, awesome, but they're talking about it like it never happened before. I fucking saw it happen with Randy
I was
Johnson
going to say Randy
Yeah.
Johnson,
against the
2001.
Yankees in 2001. Like almost the exact same thing.
Yep.
And so we're talking the same century. Yeah, it was 20 years, plus years ago or whatever, different time, but same century, and it will happen again
Yeah.
because that's what you need from your bona fide aces to do, especially with the way that bullpens are constructed these days. So, like, I mean, yeah, he did. It was awesome and deserved the MVP and everything. But don't tell me that you've never seen this before or that it's never going to happen again because it already happened.
Yeah. I think we've just
Yeah.
become so desensitized to it, or whatever the right word is, because bullpens have become so dominant in the last like 10 years, and starters just don't do this kind of thing anymore. So it just seems extra shocking, but it's only because humans like don't know how to look at things with any semblance of nuance. And they're
Yeah.
just like, oh my God, this is amazing. And it's like, wasn't that long ago that Randy did the same shit and probably did it better, but that's a
Yeah.
different thing.
And I think Mad Bum, his performance was a little bit different, but like there's another example of someone who really, carried their
Yeah.
team in the postseason. So, and that was what, 2012, 2014,
The 14, 12 or
2010,
14,
one of those years.
whichever year it was that he had his big year. Yeah.
It was either
Yeah.
10, 12, or 14.
Right.
Mhm.
One of the even years. Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's right, like you said, recency bias, and
Yeah.
a lot of the writers these days and a lot of the reporters probably don't even know who Randy Johnson is.
Yeah.
No, come on.
By the way, I have a Randy Johnson rookie card. I mentioned that I went through some old baseball cards when I was at my parents' house about a month ago, and I brought home a little box with some of my favorite cards, and a Randy Johnson Expos rookie is in there. Maybe
Nice.
I'll talk about that when we reconvene. I'll talk about some of the old cards I found. But
Cool. Well, you
Yeah.
guys got any shout outs before we wrap it up for the off season?
oh boy, Matthew.
No more pennies for your thoughts. Fucking nickel for your thoughts from now on.
Oh
I made the last penny ever today in Philadelphia.
wow, that's kind of crazy.
Pour one out.
That's funny. I'm thinking about. That's funny you mentioned that, Matt, because I'm thinking about the Parasite, or I'm thinking about like Colin's kids. Are they even going to know a world of like cash and coins? Like when we were kids and we would go to the Liverpool Pizzeria or Kinney Drugs, we were paying with cash. We weren't using a card.
No, cash will always be around because there's always there's a bunch of crazy people out there that
It'll be
think
around, but like it's going to be the crazy people, like you say. I don't know that it's going to be mainstream.
it'll still cash is king still.
You think? That's interesting. Okay.
Mm.
That's an interesting take. I don't think I agree, but we can talk about that when we reconvene. Do I have a shout out? I didn't think about it before. Who can I shout out to? Colin, do you have one? Do one while I think of it.
I don't really have a specific one either, but excited for you guys. I know you got a big year coming up. 2026 is going to be really great for you. So it'll be different, but we'll be back. But I'm definitely excited for both of you, and just wanted to say that without being too sappy.
Oh, well, that's really nice. Now, how am I supposed to follow that?
You asked me to go.
I know.
Yeah, not only that, but you had a big sigh in the middle of his sappiness too.
I know. Because I'm scared. I'm nervous. I shouldn't be a parent. My God. Well, that's really sweet. No, we should end with that. We should end with that. That's really good.
All right. Well, boys, we did it again.
Yep.
And we will do it again sometime soon. But until next time, we are.
I don't got anything.
3 and 6. Yikes.